Guys, one thing I absolutely love is going for a walk and on the way back home, when I get to the front of the house, secretly thinking to myself, wow, I cannot believe we own that house outright. Now, you see, none of that would be possible had we not had a game plan of trying to become mortgage free, okay? Now, for us, it took 7 years to make that a reality, and for you, it could happen in 20 years, 15 years, or however long you want it to happen. Today, I want us to explore the idea of becoming mortgage free in 10 years on an average salary.
We've also partnered with Sprive as a sponsor for today's video. Sprive is an app that helps you pay off your mortgage faster, but more on that later. Now, we appreciate paying off your mortgage early is not everyone's priority at the moment, what with the cost of living crisis going on. But there is a lot we can learn from exploring a practical scenario together, particularly the huge difference that small amounts of payments can make over time. Overpaying on your mortgage is something to consider strongly, of course, in addition to investments in the stock market, as interest rates are starting to rise. Now let's dive straight in.
Now guys, to make this super practical, we're going to be looking at a scenario where we've got a couple, Ben and Grace, okay? Now they live in a commuter town to London. We also made some reasonable assumptions around their salaries. According to research, the average London salary is around £67,477, but the typical London salary is around £37,232.
Now, with that in mind, let's assume that Ben earns £32,232. That's £2,389.63 in net monthly payments. Let's assume Ben is a graphics designer. Grace is a solicitor and she earns a bit more than Ben. She earns £47,000 and takes home £2,932.97 net, which is still below the London average Ken mentions. So in a month, they bring in a total of £5,322.60 of net take-home pay.
Now, with their current mortgage of £250,000, let's assume they're paying interest at a rate of 2.1%. That works out to be £1,072 per month. So to now analyze what their numbers could look like if they wanted to pay this off over 10 years instead of 25 years, let's cut over to a screen share where I'll be looking at some scenarios. Hey guys, so what we're looking at here is my mortgage overpayment calculator. And you can see that the monthly implied payment is £1,072, which you can see here as the output. I've just typed that in there so we can see what additionally they're going to need to pay. You can see also that the interest over the term of the loan is £71,555. Now, what if they could do it in 10 years? What I decided to do was go and look at the mortgage market as at the time of making this video. And you can see, very interestingly, there's a 10-year product, which, you know, it's not necessarily a recommendation, but it's for illustration. There's a 10-year product at 2.78%. I'll take that number and plug it in here. Okay, so 2.78%. Now, let's assume that I then changed that to 10 years. Okay, keep an eye on that number. Look at what that does. So they will suddenly need to pay £2,389 per month, which is £1,317 additionally per month. Yes, that's a lot of money, but pay attention to what happens to the interest over the term. Remember, we had over £71,000 in interest expected. This drops to £36,645. Okay. In addition to that, if you notice the amount that they're paying each month is actually pretty similar to the salary for one of the people in this hypothetical example. What that tells us is that there's potentially an opportunity for both of them to live more on one salary, which is one thing that Mary and I did on our journey to becoming 100% mortgage free, in our case, in 7 years. Now, the thing I want to illustrate by sharing this is that there's something in this for everybody. 10 years might be extreme for you, but how about a little bit each month? Imagine I made this 23 years. You're shaving 2 years off, and I put this back to 2.1%, okay? 2 years off, that's an additional £71 per month, which I'm quite sure a lot of people with some adjustments in their lifestyles can find on a monthly basis, okay? If I change that to 20 years, you can see, again, £205 per month additionally. We'll shave 5 years off the mortgage. If I made that 15 years, Again, £548 per month additionally. And I'm going to be speaking and giving some ideas on how you might be able to do this. Will shave 10 years off the mortgage. You get the point, okay? What I'm really trying to say here is that there is something in this for everybody. And the key here is to understand that every little matters when it comes to becoming mortgage free. What if there was an app that helped you make sure that you're saving bits here and there each month and making those overpayments?
Sprive is a free app that lets you pay off your mortgage faster and save thousands of pounds in interest. It takes minutes to get started. Simply link your bank account, find your mortgage and set your limits. Sprive will then automatically set money aside each week based on your spending, and with one tap you can make overpayments to your lender, saving the equivalent in interest.
What we love about this app is that, one, it gives you a lot of control. You can easily cancel, pause the autosaves that it generates for you, and you can easily withdraw that money if you decide in a particular month that you actually needed it for something else. The second thing we love, you have the freedom to overpay more money if you wanted or less money if you wanted for each specific month. And the final thing we love, you have complete transparency such that you don't exceed the usual 10% requirement for overpayments that most mortgage products allow you on an annual basis. With all that said, do you really want to spend the rest of your life just paying a mortgage? Just imagine the possibilities of being mortgage free.
Take control of your money by getting on top of your mortgage. So guys, Sprive is offering £5 to help start your account and get going using the code HUMBLE5.
However, this code is only active for the next 7 days. So please head over and download the app for free as soon as possible and use that code HUMBLE5. We'll link to it below for you guys to get started. All right, with all that said, let's now share some quick tips for how to become mortgage free in 10 years.
One is to overpay more by living more on one salary. Now, in the example that Ken shared, we saw that the amounts that the couple needed to pay per month in order to become mortgage free in 10 years was similar to Ben's monthly salary. If they can adapt a simpler lifestyle and live more on one salary, then their dream of becoming mortgage free in 10 years becomes more of a reality. Ken and I did this ourselves, where my salary was used mostly for investments to help with overpayments on our mortgage.
Yeah.
We also paid with some of Ken's salary and also some of his bonuses.
But the point you're making essentially is that we relied predominantly on one salary.
Yes, we did.
And adjusted our lifestyles heavily.
Yeah.
We've made other videos on this topic, which we'll link to below and above. All right, so the next tip is to earn more through work or through a side hustle, okay? If you've been watching our channel even for a week, you know that we talk about earning more quite a lot on this channel. Now, I've mentioned work because Mary's already spoken to lifestyle, but you know, if you can negotiate a bit more of a pay rise, particularly as inflation's rising, going through your work might be a good way to kind of increase your income in order to potentially be able to pay more through overpayments if you wanted to do that. An alternative way is for you to go off and start something using your existing skills or acquiring new skills. That means that you're able to earn some extra income. In our case, whenever we did that, that extra income was mostly then put towards making either overpayments on our mortgage and combining that with additional payments by us investing through the stock market. We've made various videos if you're interested in starting your own side hustle or even taking what you already have as a side hustle and making some extra money from it. I'm going to link to those videos below as well as above for you to head over and check them out.
Tip number 3 is to consider a low 10-year fixed rate mortgage. For example, we saw some ranging from 2.78% to 2.99% in the example that Ken shared earlier. It's unbelievable that you can get such low rates at this current time for the next 10 years. We personally have paid rates as high as 5.99%.
Yeah.
So 2.78% to 2.99% sounds like a great deal to us.
All right, the fourth tip is to get a mortgage product without an overpayment cap limit. Okay, what do I mean here? Most mortgage products out there have a 10% overpayment cap. They say you can overpay by 10%. So for example, if you have a 250k mortgage, you can overpay by 25,000 in a year. Okay, now in the hypothetical scenario where if somebody wanted to overpay even more than that, getting a product that doesn't have that limitation does actually exist right now. We know this because we got one ourselves when we were doing this and trying to pay off our mortgage a lot earlier. A product, and this is not a recommendation, one of them that we used back then was with Nationwide. These products are usually ones that you can access via a broker. So our suggestion here is to go and speak to a broker who can listen to your circumstances and help you identify the right product for your specific needs.
Now, just to summarize, guys, although we use 10 years as an illustration of how you can pay off your mortgage early, it doesn't actually have to be 10 years for you. It could be 15 years or even 20 years, but we just simply want to illustrate the points that every little matters towards paying off your mortgage early and getting that freedom earlier.
Guys, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Are you currently working towards paying off your mortgage earlier and becoming mortgage free? If so, jump in the comments and let us know how many more years have you got left before you become mortgage free. And in addition, we'd also like to know, what are you doing additionally to be able to save that money and make those overpayments that are helping you become mortgage free? Jump in the comments, guys, and let us know.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as ever,
in all things, be thankful and seek joy.
Take care.
Take care, people.
Bye.
Bye.